I get up because I have a mission. I have something that excites me. I have something that keeps me up late, gets me up early, and makes me feel alive. Because if you master this, everything else you can dream of is available to you. And if you fail to master this, everything else goes to the wayside. I mean, I meet people all the time in relationships and they want relationship therapy. And I say, you know what you gotta do? You gotta exercise, you gotta work out, you gotta lose some weight. You guys are just so tired, there couldn't possibly be any passion. When you're exhausted, there is no passion. People say, okay, well, I'm gonna really work on a plan and I'm gonna organize things and I'm gonna find the best trainer. And I come back and I'm talking to them a week later and they're still planning things. And this woman's telling me, no, but I'm gonna get the best trainer. I got the very best trainer to organize this. I said, ma'am, with all due respect, you don't need a plan, you need a trainer, you need somebody who gets behind you and just yells, run! Move! You don't need this long plan, you just gotta move. We're living in a society where nobody moves anymore. What do we like today? How do people get injured today? They don't get injured smashing into people, playing football and anything else. They get injured typing, right? Picking up a pencil. That's how people get hurt today because we don't use everything anymore. We live in a box. Think about it. Think about our lives today and how different it is than maybe the way we were formed and made. To run, to hunt, to create, to procreate, to raise our children, to move, to farm, to do all the things that made us use all of our body. Today, what do? You wake up and you have this box life. You have a box breakfast, right? You get your box car, you drive to your box office, you load up a box elevator. You don't use the stairs, of course, right? You go to your box office where you type on a box, talk on a box. How much you achieve, how many people love you, how much money you have. If you don't keep growing, you're not going to feel alive and happy. We grow or we die. You're growing in your relationship or your relationship is dying. You're growing in your business or your business is dying. There's no plateaus. There's no in-betweens. So for me, when I look at this, I go progress equals happiness. In other words, if achieving a goal, a lot of people achieve a goal and they go, is this all there is? Right? So they're not fulfilled. What you really want to do is, it's not the goal that makes you happy. What makes you happy is who you become in pursuit of the goal. What you get won't make you happy. Who you become will make you happy or really sad, depending upon who you become in the pursuit of what you want. So I'm a big believer we grow so that we can meet a deeper need. We all want to give. Everything thinks they want to receive, but truthfully, when something great happens in your life, the first thing most of us want to do is share it with somebody we love, right? Because it's so beautiful, and because when we share it, it becomes more. There's only so much joy, pleasure you can feel inside. You can have drugs, alcohol, rock and roll, everything you supposedly think you may want, but you only feel so much. But when you share it, it expands. So I really think that, if you look at somebody, like I was giving the example here of, a man that mastered all of these sciences, meaning he made TV shows, he made the whole world laugh, he made more money than he can spend, Robin Williams, had a beautiful family, and he killed himself. He hung himself, leaving behind millions of people who loved him, more importantly, leaving behind his family, his wife and children. Why? Why did he kill himself? Because he suffered. Because he made everybody happy but himself. So a huge part of my focus is teaching people how to stop suffering. And if you're listening, you should probably say, I don't suffer. If you would have said to me a year and a half ago, do you ever suffer? I'd say, are you crazy? I was like, I have 4 amazing kids, the most amazing wife, I have millions of people I get to serve, I got a mission, I got so much freedom in my life. And that would all be true, I wouldn't be exaggerating. But at the same time, I've come to learn that emotionally, to answer your question, there's only 2 types of emotions you can have. Suffering emotions, which we don't like to use that word, but it's really, if you're pissed off, if you're frustrated, if you're worried, if you're overwhelmed, if you're stressed, achievers are never fearful, they're just stressed. I always tell people, stress is the achiever word for fear. If I follow your stress, it'll take me to your deepest fear. So those are all suffering states. And in those states, you're not your best self. In those states, you don't enjoy your life at the highest level. If you have a problem in those states, it's hard to solve it. But the states that I've learned to train my nervous system, train my mind and heart to be in are beautiful states of being. Not just happiness. Happiness is wonderful, but if you're just trying to be happy all the time, it's artificial. But you can be happy, you can be grateful, you can be creative, you can be driven, you can be hungry, you could be in a state of awe, you could feel joy, love, surprise. And when you're in those emotional states, life is beautiful. When you're in those emotional states, you treat other people better because you feel better. You're in those emotional states, you perform at a higher level. And if you can have a problem and you can stay in a beautiful state, you can solve the damn thing. But in a state of suffering, of anger, of frustration, of pissed off, or of lonely, of worried, you're not gonna solve squat. So I offer you the opportunity to make a decision. Anybody watching. And it's the most important decision I think a human can make. One of the most important decisions is who you're going to spend time with, who you're going to love, who you're going to have children with if you're going to do that, who you're going to be intimate with, because who we spend time with is who we become. But I think an even more important decision is deciding you're going to be happy no matter what. Not I'm happy as long as I make enough money. Not I'm happy as long as my kids be happy. So not I'm happy because my business did something. But you're happy even if it rains on your parade, even if things are terrible, because you've decided life is too short to suffer. And I made that decision, and that decision has changed my life. Now suffering shows up, frustration, pissed off, worried. That's the human mind. Our brain is 2 million years old, and it's not designed to make you happy. Your brain is designed to make you survive. So it's always looking for what's wrong so you can fight or flight it. And there's no saber-toothed tiger to run from now. So now we get worried about things like, what are people thinking of me? And is my photo really nice enough in social media? Or, do I have enough money? When truthfully, anyone in this country who's in the 99%, people who say, this is a horrible society, they're the 1% of the world. Half the world lives on $2.50 a day. So even if we're struggling in America, and I don't want anybody to struggle, we certainly are way ahead of the rest of the world. We are the 1% to the rest of the world, even if you're somebody who's in seemingly poverty in this country. So if you want to change your life, you can't build on failure, you can only build on success. And my invitation to you, my dear, is to consider that what I really need to do is become emotionally fit. I need to drive myself. I need to get stronger mentally and emotionally, and then I can handle my career so much easier. But if I don't master that, nothing works. And you won't master that as long as you let the stories dominate you. I'll give you one last example. Let's take another question. I'm going to call off on this because it's one of my biggest passions, and I really want, I didn't come here to just go on Facebook. One person watches this thing and makes this decision that says, I'm not going to suffer anymore. I'm going to make myself be in a beautiful state. And if I feel suffering, I have a 90-second rule. It simply says, what makes us suffer is our thoughts. Right? We're the only creatures on earth that can have thoughts and then make ourselves feel like shit, or have thoughts and make ourselves feel good. And most people don't master their minds. But at the same time, you know that 5, 10 years later, you look back and go, I would never want to go through it. I would never want anybody I care about to go through that. But I'm glad I did, because it made me so strong to deal with that. Or because I went through that, it hurt so bad that I care so much, and I love that I care so much today. You found a higher meaning 5 or 10 years later. My view is life is always happening for us, not to us. The problem that you're experiencing is a call for you to grow. If you don't grow, it stays a problem. If you do grow and you solve it, you not only solve the problem for yourself, but now you can help someone else because you've really solved it and it's not bullshit. So my invitation, long ass answer, isn't it? It's a soliloquy because I can't see your face. But my answer is, get emotionally fit.